Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's kick into a nice weekend, too. This is a unknown writer. If you believe in yourself, so will others. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials finish up 56, NASDAQ up 23, S&P's up 8, gold contract down $8.50, trading at $1,194 an ounce. Silver down 30 cents at $16.15 an ounce. Platinum off $9 at $1,156 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.72 a pound. Light sweet crude up 31 cents at $50.73 a barrel. Bonds, we had the 10-year down a half a point at 128.27. 30-year off 1 point and 23 ticks, almost 2 points, at 163.07. King dollar up 1,169 ticks at 99.30. Looks like it's going to go after its high once again. Euro down 126 at 106.55. And the yen up 51, trading at 120.64. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? If we go over to the world of the S&Ps, we take a look at the SPY, what you're going to see is this. In 5 days, it was trying to make it over the price point of 208.61. You did it out here today. We've done 82 million shares. Now, with this says game now is into the top of the downdraft. Now, the downdraft, you have two separate downdrafts, folks. Your benchmark is March 6th. March 6th, that's where the first downdraft came in. We came down with 188 million shares. The high, and I'm not talking, that's not the high of the market, but it's the high of the downdraft. That's where we barrel down. So the high of that level is 209.94. So it's up another point. That's your first downdraft. Your second one was generated on the 25th. That's 209.35. We barreled down that day with 159 million shares. So the first one came down on the March 6th with 188. The second one came down with 159. We closed over all the highs, even intraday highs of the last 7 days. That's saying you're going to go after the 209.35. I suspect you're going to see that tomorrow. Now, the volume's light, but bottom line wants to go after it. NDX 100, the 3 Qs. What do we have with the 3 Qs? 3 Qs got a little jump on everything yesterday. 3 Qs had got into the swing that it was trying to get over. That was 106.82. That swing that was generated on the 30th of March. We did 22 million shares today. The 3 Qs are going into 41 million. So, number one, it's over the swing. That swing point being 106.82. That means it can go to the top of the downdraft, which is 108.20. Volume, yeah, it's just about half the volume, which is pretty amazing. But that's what you have. No one's in the store. People are buying the product. Going into a Friday, that means it's going to go test it up there. Small caps. We look at the Russell 2000. Dealing with the small caps, this is what you have with the small caps. Small caps closed out at 125.02. This was just a sideways move in the small caps. But the high of the downdraft is 125.60. We hit 125.73 today. That downdraft had 42 million shares. We did it with 22 million. So you're shot by 20 million. It being coming into a Friday, I suspect you'll probably get one more test of that area. Gold contract. What do we have with gold? Gold contract out here is trading at a price point of $11.94. We did 104,000 contracts. That 104,000 contracts, folks, is coming into the huge sign of strength that we had on the first, where we had 100 and... Was it the first? 1 second. Yeah, it was the first. 151,000 contracts. So what I expect you're going to see is this. You're coming into a Friday. Fridays are nasty in the gold market when you're pulling down, no doubt. So we're at 1194. I suspect, yeah, it can go after this at 1180. You know, we'll see whether we get the volume. Thus far, what we have is this, is that off the bottom, gold is up 88 bucks. You pull back $40. That's a normal occurrence coming off bottoms. That's the bottom line. Gold went from 1192 1142 rather. 1142 March 17th all the way up to 1224. You pull back 40 bucks right now intraday. It's not even $40 in general. But bottom line, I do expect it's going to basically have some pressure tomorrow. We'll see whether the pressure comes along with volume. Thus far, the gold market is still saying it wants 1320. That's how this thing is set up right now. Bonds. We go take a look at the bond market. If we go to the TLT, what we're going to be looking at in the TLT is this. Now, the TLT, folks, is the 20-year bond plus fund. That pulled back today. We pulled back $1.70. We're trading at 129.43. You're pulling back into a monster. You're pulling back into 13 million shares, and you've done that with 6.4. So bonds still want higher price. That's how this is set up. When I say bonds, folks, I'm talking specifically, we're talking about treasuries here, okay? Because I want to, when we come back on the first break, I'm going to talk a bit about some of the bond funds, meaning the high yield funds. Because if you're in one of those funds, we want to walk you through how these work, because it's crucial for you really to understand the liquidity inside an ETF versus how the actual asset inside the ETF trades. And in most cases, those babies trade. If you buy the Qs, great. You can buy all the stocks in the Qs in a heartbeat. The sponsor can. The bonds are not the same, and I'm going to walk you through that, because if you're in those, you really want to understand so you don't get smacked in the head inside that bond market when, in fact, everyone wants out the door. Okay, King Dollar. What do we have with King Dollar? King Dollar today was up 1,200 ticks. King Dollar has done, she's going to need more volume, but she's got the price going with her, so King Dollar is going to go after this high. She did 52,000 contracts. Now, 52,000 is going against 100,000, but she got the price going with her. She got over the swing point of 99, did that with volume, so that's saying it's game right to the highs. The supply line is pretty intense at the 100.12 level. You know, we had come down on the 18th with 100,000. On the 19th, we did 96,000, and on the 20th, we did 87,000. So that's a big supply line. That top of the swing on the first downdraft was 100.12. And, you know, you're right, well, you're 800 ticks away from that right now. We hit 99.415 intraday out here today. What I do expect you to see is that it's going to make that run. Now, we go back to the metals market for a second. You go into silver. What you're going to see with silver is this. Now, silver is weaker than gold. Silver has come back into its swing point. It has lighter volume. Price-wise, though, it looks like silver, silver's more volatile than gold in a big way. If gold's up 2%, silver's up 4%. If gold's down 2%, silver's down 4%. What you have with silver out here today is this. You're trading at $16.13. The low of the sign of strength is $16.08. We got down to $16.10. The difference in silver and gold is that the volume did expand today in the silver market. Not as big as it went up. We did 43,000 contracts versus 60,000. And yesterday we had done 48,000. So it contracted somewhat. Bottom line, we'll see how it handles the $16.08. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back. Dow Industrials closed up 56, NASDAQ up 23, S&P's up 9.5, gold down 8.70, silver off 31 cents, and bonds. The 10-year is down 16 at 128.27, 30 years down 1.25 at 163.05. We're going to be right back, folks.